Are you sure you're ready for today's animals?
Oh, I'm ready to learn and be entertained. Let's take them on an adventure they won't forget.
Today, we're heading deep into Madagascar, an island famous for its lemurs, chameleons, and towering baobabs.
But we're not here for lemurs today. Nope. We're here for a showdown between two fascinating creatures, the Fossa and the Tenrec.
The Fossa, sleek, muscular, and Madagascar's top predator. Imagine a mix between a small cougar and a weasel, with sharp claws and cat-like reflexes.
And the Tenrec, tiny, spiky, and full of surprises. It looks like a hedgehog, but did you know it's actually more closely related to elephants?
Hold up, elephants? That's already blowing people's minds.
Right? Madagascar is full of evolutionary oddities, and the Tenrec is one of them. With over 30 species, they've adapted to almost every habitat on the island.
Meanwhile, the Fossa rules the forests. It's the apex predator here, hunting lemurs, rodents, birds, and yes, sometimes tenrecs.
But this isn't just a simple predator-prey story. Oh no. The Tenrec has survival strategies that make it a tough little opponent.
For starters, those spines. A Fossa might grab a tenrec thinking it's a soft snack, only to get a mouthful of sharp, needle-like defenses.
And if the Tenrec's spines don't scare you, wait until you hear about its scream. Some species can let out high-pitched, piercing cries to startle predators.
So you're telling me it's small, spiky, and loud? That's one tough package.
Exactly. And get this, Tenrecs have one of the lowest body temperatures of any mammal, allowing them to slow their metabolism and survive tough conditions.
But let's not underestimate the Fossa. It's not just fast, it's agile. With semi-retractable claws and flexible ankles, it can chase prey up trees, leap across branches, and twist midair.
Imagine you're a Tenrec, rustling through the underbrush, thinking you're safe, and then bam, a Fossa drops down from above.
That's the thing. The Fossa hunts with stealth and speed. Its long tail helps it balance, and its sharp teeth can deliver a deadly bite.
But here's where it gets interesting. Fossas are opportunistic. They won't waste energy on prey that's too risky. If a Tenrec puts up enough of a fight, the Fossa might just move on.
So the showdown isn't always a dramatic battle. Sometimes it's a quiet standoff, a test of nerves and survival tactics.
Okay, let's set the scene. A moonlit night in the Madagascar rainforest. The trees are thick, the air is heavy, and somewhere in the shadows, a Tenrec scurries through the leaf litter.
Meanwhile, perched on a low branch, a Fossa watches silently. Its golden eyes reflect the moonlight. It flicks its tail once, twice, calculating.
But the Tenrec isn't clueless. It freezes, nose twitching, senses alert. It's survived long enough to know danger is always nearby.
The Fossa makes its move. Silent paws glide over the branch, muscles coiled. It leaps, a flash of fur in the dark.
And bam!
The Tenrec dives under a log, spines bristling, tiny body trembling. It lets out a sharp, shrill cry that slices through the stillness.
The Fossa skids to a halt, ears flicking back. That scream wasn't just noise, it was a message. I'm not an easy meal.
Remember, the Fossa's not just a brute force hunter. It's smart. It knows that a bad bite on those spines could mean infection, pain, maybe even death.
So it circles the log, sniffing, testing. The Tenrec huddles inside, spines pressed against the wood, tiny heart hammering.
This is where the standoff happens. Should the Fossa risk it? Should the Tenrec dash for cover?
And here's the wild part. Sometimes, the Fossa decides it's not worth the effort. With a flick of its tail, it vanishes back into the shadows, searching for easier prey.
Other times, though, the Fossa digs in literally. Fossas have strong claws and jaws. They can tear into rotting logs, pull apart bark, and flush out hiding prey.
But not every Tenrec just hides. Some species play dead, going limp, slowing their heartbeat, tricking the predator into thinking they're already gone.
Or they might puff up, bristling their spines to double their apparent size, turning themselves into a living pincushion.
And here's a fun fact. Some Tenrecs use special quills to make sound. They rub their spines together, creating a faint rattling that signals to others or warns off threats.
So, we're talking about a tiny creature packed with defenses, sound, spikes, strategy, facing off against a predator that's fast, flexible, and fierce.
It's like nature's ultimate game of chess, played out in the undergrowth.
And it reminds us survival isn't just about strength. It's about adaptation, creativity, and sometimes sheer determination.
Let's zoom in even closer. Imagine the fossa now, muscles tense, claws scratching softly at the bark. Its whiskers twitch as it listens for the faintest rustle inside the log.
The Tenrec holds its breath. Every fiber of its tiny body says, stay still, stay small, don't give yourself away.
And here's where it gets fascinating. The fossa's jaw is incredibly strong, enough to crush through small bones. But against the Tenrec's spiny armor, that's a risky bite.
In fact, studies show that fossas often test their prey before going all in. A gentle paw tap, a nose nudge, almost like they're asking, are you worth the trouble?
And if the Tenrec answers with a sharp jab of its spines, well, the fossa may just reconsider.
But let's not paint the fossa as a failure here. This animal can hunt lemurs, yes, lemurs. It can chase them through trees, leap between branches, and tackle prey nearly its own size.
That's right. The fossa is Madagascar's top predator. It's not some clumsy cat. It's a sleek, semi-retractable clawed lemur hunting specialist.
And yet here it is, hesitating over a spiky little Tenrec. Why? Because in nature, even apex predators have limits.
Now imagine the Tenrec side. This tiny mammal is part hedgehog, part shrew, part mystery. Some species even have body temperatures that drop so low, they almost enter torpor.
That's like a built-in survival switch. When food is scarce or danger lurks, the Tenrec can slow everything down, conserving energy, playing dead, waiting it out.
And if it survives the night, it scurries on, looking for insects, worms, fruit, anything edible, while avoiding the fossa's golden gaze.
Meanwhile, the fossa slips through the trees, nose to the wind, always hunting, always hungry, always seeking the next challenge.
So, when you think about this matchup, fossa versus Tenrec, it's not really about who wins.
It's about who endures, who adapts, who masters the dance of predator and prey in one of the world's most unique ecosystems.
And here's a cool fact. Scientists believe that the isolation of Madagascar created these specialized roles. Without big predators like lions or hyenas, the fossa rose to the top.
And without competitors like hedgehogs or shrews from other continents, Tenrecs evolved into dozens of wild, quirky forms, some spiny, some sleek, some built for digging, others for climbing.
It's a living laboratory of evolution.
And we're just scratching the surface.
So, picture this now. It's dusk in a Madagascar forest. Shadows stretch long, the air cools, and the forest hums with unseen life.
The fossa prowls silently, blending with the twilight, its golden eyes glinting under the canopy. It knows every twist, every scent, every rustle in this tangled world.
And somewhere, hidden under a mat of leaves or inside a hollow log, the Tenrec lies curled, its spines bristling ever so slightly, its tiny heart racing.
Here's where the magic happens, because both creatures are locked into this delicate dance. The fossa sharpens its senses. The Tenrec sharpens its defenses.
And while we, as curious humans, might be itching to see a dramatic chase or clash, nature isn't always about combat.
Sometimes it's about balance, avoidance, respect, an unspoken agreement. You survive your way, I survive mine.
Here's something amazing. The fossa is not just a predator. It's also a keystone species. That means its presence shapes the entire ecosystem.
Without the fossa, lemur populations might explode. Certain plants might be overgrazed. The balance would shift, and not necessarily for the better.
And the Tenrec? It plays its part too, turning soil, eating insects, serving as prey for many. It's a quiet thread in the web of life.
So when we marvel at these creatures, we're really marveling at Madagascar itself. this incredible island laboratory where evolution runs wild.
Think about it. Where else can you find an animal that looks like a cross between a mongoose and a cat, chasing a mammal that's part hedgehog, part shrew, part armadillo?
Only here. Only in Madagascar.
And you know what's even cooler? We've only just scratched the surface. There's so many more stories, so many more odd matchups waiting out there.
So, tell us in the comments, which amazed you more today? The sleek, agile Fossa, or the quirky, armored Tenrec?
And if you love this deep dive into Madagascar's wild world,
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got even more incredible animal face-offs coming your way.
until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and remember, nature's greatest stories are still waiting to be discovered.
See you soon.